Don't hit live yet, Walter. I got to ask you a question before we start.
We're already live. What's going on? Welcome to BMOCTV, the culture. Welcome. We're back. We're back in full effect. Shout out to everybody out there in the world who watched our last episode. I'm still in London. I actually came back from Paris a couple hours ago. Shout out to all the Paris subscribers. Your city is awesome. Definitely number 2 of one of the best cities I've ever visited ever. So shout out to you guys. Tonight we're going to touch into the topic. I'm sure people have been dying for this. I've had people request it. We're talking about Aaliyah, baby girl. Was Aaliyah overrated? Or was she going to be a really true legend in the making? We kind of want to get into that tonight and see what y'all think. Tonight I have the best co-host in the entire planet. Deshauna, say what's up to the people, man.
What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. I'm from the 916-3500. Ready to get talking about baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Long-standing relationship from way back. You know what I'm saying? We got some stories to tell. So, don't hate. Don't hate. Chill.
That was my first crush, so I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know.
Chill. I got lyrics to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get into it. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. It's your boy. We finna get down. Let's go.
What lyrics? Okay, I'll get to that later. Donita, say what's up to the people, Donita.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Donita. If you can't tell what team I'm already on, you see the deep swoop. I should have gone a little deeper. couldn't really make it happen.
You gotta cover the eye. You gotta cover the eye.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get there. I couldn't get it. there.
You ain't have enough.
Oh, don't do it. I got a lot. I got more than enough. Either way, great to see everybody.
Okay, cool. Rob, Sound Savvy, the big homie, say what's up to the people, man.
Yo, what's up, folks? You know who it is. You know what I do. It's your boy Mac from SoundSavvy.com, here to talk about Aaliyah. You know how I do. I just keep it real on these shows, so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to keep
Here we go.
We're going to keep it 100.
You already know what that means.
I got my cup.
Chad, all right, Chad, he's Mr. Controversial. The Shaw man of the show. Say what's up to the people, Chad.
What's up, everybody? It's the people's champ, Chad. You know, I just want to shout out. I want to shout out Chicago for shutting down that Trump rally. Shout out to everybody in Chicago.
Shout out to Chicago.
And we about to do this Aaliyah thing. I like Aaliyah. I'm just gonna say that before we go in. I like Aaliyah, but I might not be on her side tonight. So let's
okay. He's gonna be that somebody who's gonna get shot. I made that joking, people. Actually joking, people. Last but certainly not least, brand new to the show, all the way from VA. Tyra, some people, Tyra.
Hi, I'm Tyra. Thanks for having me on tonight. I have my swoop in honor of Aaliyah too. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, doing it.
You know, so it's not.
Swoop Sunday? Swoop Sunday?
Maybe a little bit. But
Yes, there you go.
So it's not gonna
I'm going to see if I can swoop my widow's.
Tweak my beard over. I don't know.
That's that dark
but
and
I'm here
lovely
to
right
talk
there.
about Aaliyah. I love her though. Hey,
okay.
No relax over here, boo. Natural. But anywho.
Okay.
Here to talk about Aaliyah. She's great. But
Wait, we can do introductions. You can't go
Wait.
Okay. I know, but I go for a head already. Okay.
She ready to go in.
All right. So for those that don't know, if you don't know who Aaliyah is, I don't know why you've been watching this episode, but you may learn something tonight. So a brief recap of Aaliyah. So Aaliyah, one of the most greatest, superstars that came to the game around the mid '90s, R&B. She came in with Mr. R. Kelly with the Agent Number with a Number. Don't Worry About a Thing, which was, a little bit more to the meaning. Later learning some things. But we don't get into that. We're gonna get to that. So R. Kelly brought her into the game. It was a cool album, but they wanted kind of a different sound. So actually, Aaliyah fought to work with Missy and Timbaland. She actually heard what they were doing, and the label didn't want her to work with them, but she actually pushed for them to do the entire project. And then that became like the more rise of her sound with the Are You That Somebody, 1 in a Million, 4-Page Letter, etc. So then she had Rock the Boat, And the second, I think, what was it called? More Than a Woman? I believe that was it.
More Than a Woman. Yeah.
Well, she kind of went out and got some more diverse sounds. She still was with Timbaland, but this was some other producers. She was having movies, you know, dancing, was rising to the top. And the second single, Rock the Boat, she actually passed away in a plane crash, leaving the video shoot, which was tragic. It kind of ended her career shortly. So ever since then, people have kind of put her up on this pedestal of she would have been Beyonce, or Beyonce wouldn't have been here, or she was the next person to really make that mark. And some people are like, well, she was cool, but you're just saying that because she passed away. And when people pass away, we tend to put them on a higher platform than when they were here. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to explore it. You know, I'll say, first of all, I was a huge Aaliyah fan, had her poster on my wall. I was such a big Aaliyah fan. When people called me and said that she passed away, I thought they were trying to joke me. I thought they were trying to, like, come at me, but I really turned to MTV News, and I still couldn't believe it. So my opinion is going to be completely biased of Aaliyah, but I brought some people on who won't be biased, you know what I'm saying, to keep it fair. So I want to kick it off with Deshaunus, man. How do you feel about Aaliyah? Do you feel that she was just overrated due to the whole death situation, or was she really going to be a true legend in the making as the years went by?
Man, so I'm on the fence about this, and so I'll explain. And I think it's both. So first, when you talk about being a legend is someone who's extremely famous, someone who kind of is just kind of polarizing, and Aaliyah is that. So she's a legend, but her music is not legendary, right? Mm-hmm. So we all, like I said, we all know Aaliyah, we love Aaliyah. You know, it was a lot to do with her beauty and perceived. You know, by all accounts, she was a great person, a good crush. So that's what kind of made her a legend. The music, you know, 3 studio albums officially. The first one, the AJ Nothing But a Number, was One in a Million, had some really strong singles, and, you know, for that time, some good song, you know, song with Tresh. So this One in a Million album was solid, and I thought, you know, her best effort was her last effort. Unfortunately, you know, it had a lot of different producers and some range on it. So musically, it's not a whole lot there. Vocally, she wasn't amazing. I'm sure that's going to come up tonight. You know, she just kind of stayed in pocket. And then she started to get her dance on, but it wasn't anything extraordinary. So
wow.
I'm just
I'm sorry.
I'm just looking at Donita's face right now. Like, Donita's face is just like, you know, she's about to blow her.
That is like, however.
You know, I got a million stories. You know, if you ask the family, you know, some people, I was one of the biggest Aaliyah fans growing up too. But as I got older, you know, and dived more into music, it's like, okay, I don't like when people say that it wouldn't be a Beyonce if it wasn't for Aaliyah. That doesn't match up. There isn't a pipeline there. I don't think Aaliyah did anything to pave the way for Beyonce that if you take Aaliyah out, Beyonce could have, you know, came behind a different lane. I don't agree with those statements. So, you know, if you guys look shocked, I'm just saying that just is what it is. And so, you know, at the end of the day, I think she is.
Money and violence. Say no more, right? Say no more. All right. Thank you, Deshaunus. Okay, let's move on to Donita, man. Donita been on her faces, like Rob said. Okay. Donita, talk to us a little bit about how you feel about Aaliyah. You know, legend, overrated. We'll talk to me. What's up?
Okay, so when this question was first posed, at first I was like, let's go, Aaliyah, legend, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Yeah. What Deshaunus just said makes me want to say it even more. However, what I am gonna say is this: Aaliyah, number one, just as a background, Walter had the poster on his wall. She was my very first concert that I ever went to see, ever. Wow. So for me, it's a little bit deeper. I don't know. That's my connection with her. I actually saw her live performing. Now, she was the opening act for R. Kelly, and then I had to leave because I wasn't allowed to see R. Kelly because I was about 10 years old. But
goodbye, calling me. Leave now.
Gotta go.
That was 12 play R. Kelly. You was probably appropriate.
Yeah, no, 12 to 18. 12 to 18.
Yeah, I was definitely too young to see the rest of the show, but I did see Aaliyah live. So my thing is this: I will say that I agree with Deshaunus on one point, that she is both. However, I'm not going to go as far as he did and say that her music isn't legendary. Because if I'm still hearing One in a Million and Rock the Boat, all this, if I'm still hearing this music and she's been gone since 2001, I'm sorry. The music piece, like you literally ripped my heart out right then, Deshaunus. Her music, some of it is indeed legendary. I'm not even going to go towards the Beyonce conversation just yet. I feel like I would need a different platform for that. But, I mean, to take the music part away from how that's how she was introduced to all of us, was through her music. So it's not like it was anything else. The dancing, Deshaunus.
Yeah, he's tripping with that.
You got to be kidding me, bro.
Now, wait a minute.
No, that's not what you said, though. That ain't what you said.
Okay. Can I have 2 clarifying points, Rob, real quick?
Go ahead.
So 2 things. One, my point was, if I said the music wasn't legendary, that's not what I meant. I meant just on her catalog alone, that's not what makes her a legend. So I'm saying part of everything about her makes her.
Okay.
So she's a full package deal.
Right, the full package. So I'm saying.
I'm glad he fixed that.
Exactly. And secondly, I was also talking about as far as a dancer, I don't think her dancing makes her legendary. It's just part of the package. I think she was a good dancer, but I don't think she's like in the top 5 or 10 female dancers ever. That's all I was saying.
Whoa, top female. Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's all. That's another show. That's another show.
Okay. So any more words for your first?
Yes. The last thing I will say is this: as far as her paving the way for individuals, given she had people like Janet and other people ahead of her, but some of the things that she did do was open up the venue for excellent music videos. You got to be kidding me! We used to she was another one who was like a Michael Jackson. His videos dropped, everybody watched. Aaliyah's videos dropped, we all watched too, and it was mostly because of the dancing. We knew she was going to have dance numbers. We knew she was going to have all this different stuff. She's also the same individual that a lot of us, and I say us, I was about middle school, high school, all of that. A lot of us were trying to learn literally the choreography from the video. Yeah. Like that was the other half. You learn the lyrics, and then you learn the choreography. Literally, that's what you did all day long. So I'm sorry. Dance, so
I am. So Chad, you everything go to somebody. Or that's somebody. Chad has it down pat.
So Deshaunus, I'm glad you cleaned that up, Deshaunus. I'll go with you on that package deal.
Jaws dropping. I'm like, her catalog increased. The way I phrased it.
I'm trying to tell you, you didn't phrase it well at all. I was dying here.
But okay. So hold on. Let me the Mac. So Mac, how you feel, man? Talk to me. What's up?
So I definitely feel like Aaliyah's music became legendary after she died. Like her songs really kind of catapulted. Not that they weren't on their way there already, but I don't feel like Aaliyah. I feel like she got a lot of extra, flair and notoriety after she died, and I feel like she wasn't, as great of an artist as she was, Aaliyah didn't really do anything that other people weren't already doing. Like, when I think of a legend, it's somebody that's doing something, that bringing something completely new to the game that wasn't already there. Like, I think she was great at what she did. Aaliyah wasn't a songwriter. She didn't write half the songs that became famous for her, she didn't even write. So it's like,
Missy at that big game working, boy. Missy at the big game on point.
I mean,
all day. Hey.
So if anything, I think Aaliyah would have been really good at carrying the torch that was passed down to her from artists before, like Janet. And I think she would have been a huge superstar. I'm not going to necessarily say that if Aaliyah would have lived, she would have become a legend, because she wasn't like a powerhouse vocalist. She wasn't like an amazing songwriter. I mean, what was she really doing that was original? I think she would have been a huge superstar, but I don't think I'm not going to say that she was on the way to legendary status.
Okay. Oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, man, I can't.
I got so many.
Okay, Chad, how do you feel, man? Aaliyah, talk to me.
All right. They're making me take a stand on this when I didn't even want to take this stance. But, I feel like Aaliyah's being disrespected right now because... No, let me speak on it. Like when she came out. The first song I think I heard from her was "Back and Forth," and "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." Those joints. I mean, those were to me they were poppy. I was a young kid. It was pop. You know what I'm saying? She was very pretty. You know what I'm saying? So I was drawn in instantly by the look of Aaliyah, and her dance moves, to me, she was one of the best dancers I ever seen. Like, somebody said that she's not top 5, 10 dancers of all time. For females, I mean, for females, I can't name like 5 dancers that are better than Aaliyah. And then the thing about it, I think she was going to be a legend. She was on her way to becoming a legend, but is her status legendary now? No, it's not. Because Aaliyah was, she did Romeo Must Die. And then she did the vampire movie, which was bad.
It don't count.
She had a leading role in that. Yeah, that don't count.
That one don't count.
Wait, why that don't count?
She was going to
play. Finish it.
They like pieced it together when she was there. Like she didn't finish filming all the parts.
They did.
Yeah,
and she was actually.
Her brother voiced some of the parts that she couldn't.
I'm gonna take a sip.
Look at Rob. Look at Rob.
That's what it said, man.
You get a mean side eye for that one, man.
MTV wouldn't lie to us, man. That's what Sway and Kurt Loder told us.
Yeah. And she was also going to be in The Matrix, which was a big budget movie. Like she was going to be in those films as well. Yeah. So I think she was going to catch on as like a movie star. She was going to be a big name movie star, maybe even some female action movies. Like I felt like I could have seen her doing some action movies, like some Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider type stuff.
That's true.
I could have definitely seen her doing that. So I think she was well on her way. Like when it came to dancing, singing, and movies, and also like modeling. We only have like 1 or 2 of those in the world that could do all those things and stay in that boat. So I felt like if she would have survived plane crash or the plane wouldn't crash, I felt like she was on her way to becoming a legend. Like,
but Chad,
we say that she wasn't. We say her pen game wasn't good and she couldn't play any instruments or anything. But I mean, neither can Beyonce.
Yeah, Whitney Houston's pen game wasn't. I mean, rest in peace to Whitney, but she wasn't writing no songs.
Yeah, but Whitney had a powerhouse voice.
Whitney Houston.
Okay, that's true. Okay, well,
her voice is an instrument.
What can you say about Aaliyah that defined her for her time? Like, what can you say about Aaliyah that defined her for her time? You can say Whitney she might not have been writing nothing, but she was the voice of her era. What can you say about Aaliyah for that?
Aaliyah.
Hold on, Chad. I get Tyra. Tyra, you was like, I think she overrated. I want you to speak. Okay. We go together, so I can do that. Okay, so tell me, Aaliyah, what's up? How you feel about it?
Okay, Aaliyah, I love Aaliyah. She's great. She's beautiful, but her vocals, I mean, they're average. She doesn't have legendary vocals to me. Her songs, I feel like if she wouldn't have died, her songs would not be as popular as they are now. Drake would have never made Are You That Somebody if she wouldn't have died. In my opinion. I'm just saying. It was great.
Let's just keep it real.
That was my favorite. But if she would have been alive, Drake wouldn't have been doing those Are You That Somebody. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Her movie
Are You That Somebody? Are You
Romeo Must Die was not a good movie. I'm just saying.
What?
That's what I'm saying. So like y'all wanna talk about she was on her way to legendary.
It was like
Romeo Must Die was good.
That was fire.
I don't even have
that movie was fire.
Collection. I mean,
it was entertaining.
Okay. Who has that movie right now?
I do.
Last time you seen it?
I got the soundtrack.
When last time you seen Romeo Must Die?
I got it.
Be serious. Ain't nobody checking for Romeo Must Die.
I got the director's cut.
For Romeo Must Die at all.
I got the director's cut with DMX got the do-rag on. I got the director's cut.
You know what? You need therapy for that. You need some real therapy. Ain't nobody checking for Romeo Must Die. You just love Aaliyah. Seriously.
I got the one with Missy. I got the one with Missy's in it. The director's cut. Missy doing kickboxing.
That's great.
I seen that movie in theaters 3 times.
I bet you did.
So
I've seen it 3 times.
She's not a legend, though.
I got 2 things.
Here we go.
She's not a legend.
No, seriously.
She's not. Selena, she's not a legend to me. No, she's not a legend.
Selena ain't a legend.
Hold on. Selena gotta be a different one.
Selena is definitely a legend.
She's definitely a legend. Yes, Selena's definitely a legend.
Don't do that.
No, she.
Well, hold up.
I only know of Selena because they made a movie. That's the only one. I never heard Bitty Bitty Bom Bom on the radio. I didn't hear Bitty Bitty Bom Bom on the radio. I'm just being I'm keeping it 100 for all the people out there.
Okay. To get on Selena for just 1 second. Rob said, what defines you as a legend? You do something that's different in the game in your time. Selena was the biggest Spanish Mexican stars of her era. Like, there's not another.
So Don Omar a legend too? Don Omar? He a legend?
No.
Okay, move
I mean,
on.
he big right now, you know.
Okay.
I got 2 points.
Moving on. Go to Shauna.
So one, and this is crazy because like this is really, but as far as a career path, like it can definitely go both ways. So all the things you guys are talking about could have been her career. But now, if I have to, and this is like a parallel that's easy to make. When you talk about career paths nowadays, she was moving into the 2000s. And we understand that there was a whole different wave of things coming in the 2000s. Primarily the social media and the overanalyzation of stars. Like, she got some stuff that we didn't really know until it came out. The R. Kelly situation, the whole Jay-Z Dame Dash situation. She was getting into the thick of that. Like, we didn't get a chance to see the media really tear her down. She was a media darling, and thank God for that. But I'm saying is, you know, to be so sure that her career was going to...
Jay-Z allegedly.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm just saying, but the rumors can get you. You know what I'm saying? So to be so sure that her career was going to ascend to a certain level is kind of a thing. So when you talk about somebody like Ciara, who has those similarities, like she was a princess, she had Missy by her side, the whole Atlanta was popping, Jazzy Faye, great dancer, you know, questionable vocals, but she had those times where her relationships caught up to her, media, people kind of got tired of her, and then, you know, started to overanalyze her vocals. Aaliyah didn't go through that.
She never.
But
So
Ciara
is popping though.
That's not fair because Ciara is only going through a lot of those because of the comparison back to Aaliyah.
Exactly.
A lot of issues come from the fact that Aaliyah already existed. Aaliyah didn't have anybody in front of her.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So we're talking about Aaliyah reaching this next level of status. But I'm saying if Ciara is an indicator of what people thought of kind of Aaliyah in that parallel, then why is their careers when
okay, so let me answer.
Can I add this?
Hold on. Danita first, then we'll go to you, Chad. Go ahead, Danita.
So I had a feeling that me doing a little bit of research may come in handy. I just had like my gut.
Hit him with the
Something in my gut said you may want to look up some numbers real quick. So this is the thing. A lot of Aaliyah's times that she would hit the charts and be like on top was because of her airplay. Okay? She was literally on Hot 100 Billboard charts and all these other things because of airplay. She actually, and I'm going to make sure I read this properly.
Read it.
She was the first ever, Rob, you hearing me? First ever airplay only artist to ever get on the top of the charts because of an airplay only track for Try Again. First ever to do it.
At first you don't succeed.
Right. So this is my thing. Going back to what Deshaunus was saying about the possibilities of her future and involving social media and all these other parts. If you think about the fact that she was topping the charts in airplay, and that's all they had back then was either airplay or you were on these other solid lists, she was able to do this with just the radio time and all these things. That, to me, that is an indication that her social media stuff, she would have had that under control. She would have had the people in place to make sure that stuff was okay.
And I want to ask too, when Aaliyah passed away, that's good metrics. How many artists came out trying to be like Aaliyah? Like when we ask what did she do, what she didn't do, when she left, everybody tried to fill that void. Even like, and I love Brandy. I love Brandy, and I love a lot of these people out here. But when Aaliyah was passed, a lot of people try to fill those shoes, working with Timbaland and trying to work with Missy. I mean, Justin, Beyonce, these big artists. These big artists have all went to Missy and Timbaland for the sound that they heard through Aaliyah. Like a lot of them did it. We gotta keep it 100. Brandy on Aphrodisiac had songs that were written for Aaliyah on the album. She tried to audition for The Matrix.
I feel like
you know. Go ahead, Rob.
Like a lot of that was because like at that time, like Like, let's think about where the music industry was at the time Aaliyah died. Like, in the end of the 90s, early 2000s, we weren't getting any other powerhouse vocalists. Like, we were getting the artists with the light vocals because that's what was in. It was more about hip-hop and pop tracks with light vocals on it. That's why Ashanti was huge, Sierra. So I definitely think
powerhouse doesn't mean powerhouse.
Let him rock. I need to let him rock.
When Aaliyah died, the lane was just opening up for her to be big in what she did, which is why I think it was easy for folks like Sierra and Ashanti to come in and kind of capitalize on that right now. So I do think she would have gotten bigger in where she was, but I don't think what she was doing would have gotten her to a legendary status. I just don't think that Aaliyah had it in her like, okay, we can compare her to Brandy. But even back then, I heard the strength in Brandy's voice to be what it is today. Yeah. I never heard that in Aaliyah. Aaliyah had good style for what she did, and outside of her vocal range, she had a stylistic range that she had to stay in. She couldn't do everything that all these other vocalists were doing, and she was very good at what she did, but I don't think that what she was doing was enough to make her a legend. I think she would have been bigger. I think eventually she would have faded out like Ashanti did and kind of like Sierra did. And she would have turned to movies. She would have faded out in music, but she would have turned to movies and other things like that to be more lucrative. I think she was smart, but I don't think.
Let me jump in. Hold
on. Let's chat.
Now, the thing we forgetting is that when Aaliyah passed, she had already had 2 albums out. She had 2 albums out, and her fan base was like growing. Like she wasn't on the decline. Her career wasn't stagnant. She was still getting her name out there. Yeah. And she was just growing. Like she was getting more and more popular. So who's to say that would have stopped? Her 3rd album has some of her most important tracks on it. So her star was actually growing. She was actually increasing in popularity.
I don't disagree with you. But I'm saying she would not have become a legend.
So Rob, this is what I'm going to throw out there because we threw Brandy out there. I know in previous episodes we've spoken about the fact that the reason Brandy is still relevant is because she was able to grow and change with her audience as time went on, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is my thing about Aaliyah. As she only had 3 albums to really rock. Like, this whole conversation we're talking about is mostly about these 3 albums. Literally, between the 1st and the 3rd, she was making changes and transitions. She was changing who she was.
Already.
She was growing, and she was trying to find her next level voice or her next level persona or whatever else you want to put out there. So here's another example. Remember the very first album, she was wearing what? Big baggy jeans, halter tops, those rags and stuff around her head. Man, by the time she did Rock the Boat, you could she lifted up the little side piece thing. You could see her face. She was wearing,
I can see.
Like, she was flowing hair and all. And my point is this: she was becoming and she was blossoming. She was blossoming into something else. That's the number one reason I am still like, no, she was growing into something else.
Dare we say that she maybe transitioned 90s R&B to 2000s? Can we dare say that she helped do that?
But you can easily say
definitely she did.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
You can say Left Eye did that. You can say Left Eye changed fashion and stuff like that. Like, how can we say that Aaliyah did it?
Right, but I'm not talking about the industry. I'm talking about if you look at the artist as an individual, she was progressing, which to me was an indication that her music would eventually progress as well. There's other artists that had like 3 albums straight, and they were the same person. They were singing about the same stuff.
Ashanti.
And they were just
Ashanti.
Because Aaliyah's music was like, I guess when she first came out, she was kind of a teenager. But and to take you down. Now, Aaliyah came out, she was talking about back and forth, age ain't nothing but number. Now she's talking about rocking the boat. You know what I'm saying? That song is about sex. And like that sex sells, and like she was getting into that. I feel like she could have branched out and became more than what she was, like, because everybody knows once an artist starts being sexual when they already somewhat popular, it helps them grow. Like, man, Beyonce was a mega star, but when she started talking about drinking watermelon, it just made everybody go crazy. Everybody was bumping the Beyonce joint.
No, but Chad, you're tripping.
Sorry, wait a minute.
I don't know what Chad's talking about.
Wait a minute.
Before the watermelon came into it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But like more, that was her most successful album, the last joint she just did, right?
No.
Beyonce album she had.
It wasn't. No.
The Partition and.
No. Deshaun.
So I wasn't making, and for me personally, Donita, I wasn't making a point that she wouldn't have been a mega star one way or the other. But it was just that beforehand, folks were talking about she was definitely going to ascend. And I'm like, well, if you're going to paint that picture, I have to also paint the picture how it could have went either way. I'm not sure. And what we're saying is everyone goes through that evolution. Like I said, we talk about artists who, when you start at a young age, the music changes. You mentioned Beyonce, even Sierra. Promise was a lot different than Goodies. You know what I'm saying? So it expands and it evolves. But at the same time,
Goodies. That's hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know what's going to happen. And then, she could have been more into film. We don't know what was going to happen, but what we do know is that, she did leave us with a positive impression. But I just think, like Rob says, when you take what was there as a package, you have to see what was the lane going to be. Because I think she had reached a level during her last album where the content changed. It was a good sound. But what was the next step? Was it to continue work with Timbaland, to continue that sound? Would she have tried a different sound that people were like, all right, I'm kind of off of it now?
But that's the reason we're having this. But that's the reason we're having this conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Nobody has a crystal ball and knows the answer. All I'm saying is, Donita has chosen the lane that she was going to ascend to greatness. That's the lane I've chosen.
And I agree with Donita.
No, that's just what I choose based on what I just said. For me, there was enough things that were growing, and she was growing. Now, Deshaun, I agree with what you said. That hey, there was some dirt, there were some things under the table. But my thing is this: a lot of the stuff, even with the R. Kelly thing, a lot of us didn't know about it right off gate. We found out about it with some time, which to me is also an indication that she may have been able to figure out how to still stay under the limelight. Nobody knows Beyonce stuff. That don't mean Aaliyah wouldn't be able to do the same.
We sure don't, Beyonce. But hold up. I'm going to say, Marcus Houston, MH, I see you, MH. But the shot is, to answer your question, in terms of the new sound, we forget that the third album, she had more producers than Timbaland. So Rock the Boat wasn't even by Timbaland. And that's one of her biggest songs. So she was trying to prove that, like, yeah, R. Kelly was leading my career, but then I did another change with Timbaland and Missy. Because she fought for them. She fought for them to get her on the album. So then the third album, she said, okay, well, I can do a hit without Timbaland. And she did it. So, like, she was already progressing, like Donita said. She was progressing and transitioning in our face. Like, she was showing other people how to transition and go through the other decades. So she was doing that already.
Absolutely.
Yep. I want to say this.
Listen. And I love Brandy. I keep using Brandy. I love Brandy, but Brandy never had a movie. Aaliyah she was on the big screen already.
It was horrible.
Hey, check this out. Though.
Brandy had already been active.
On a Sunday afternoon. No, Women Must Die on a Sunday afternoon on BET is the best thing smoking. All right.
Check this out though. I mean, we talking about where things could have went. When we talk about where things could have went, there's another great producer that came out of Virginia around the time when she passed out. You had the Neptunes coming along. Now, when Neptune started producing for people like girl, what's her name? Khalees, or the white chick, No Doubt.
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani, like those, Aaliyah could have easily rocked those joints like that. Like, so I mean, you're talking about the potential in there. Like that could have kept her afloat for like another decade. We saw how the Neptunes revived Snoop's career.
What?
Now he's poorly. He's a flip-flopper.
Listen,
Wait,
Aaliyah was a
hold on, everybody stop. Chad, what are you talking about? You hear Aaliyah doing milkshake? You hear Aaliyah doing holla back girl? What are you talking about right now?
Yeah, I'm talking about all those songs. All those songs that the Neptunes.
Aaliyah, what are you talking about? Tyra, help Chad out a little bit. You guys are on the same side. Help me out a little bit.
Let me tell you.
So let me ask you a question.
Chad's not on my team.
Okay.
He's for Aaliyah.
No,
he
you
didn't
can
wait
talk
for
this
me.
yesterday. You can talk this yesterday.
He said he's for.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I didn't get the memo.
Let me ask you a question.
Wait, Walt. Rob had something to say. He's been trying to talk for a minute.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Matt.
No, like I was saying before, I don't disagree with you, Donita, like that she was ascending, but I just disagree with where she was ascending to. I think even with her diversifying her style, she had maybe one or two more really good albums in her. But I think Aaliyah would have recognized that she had to shift her focus, and I think she would have done more in movies and other arenas because I just think that she had a limited. I'm just to put it out there. I don't think Aaliyah had the level of potential that people are trying to give her because she died. Like people are saying she would have been this great musician. I just don't see it happening. I think she would have been a huge superstar, but in other realms, I think.
Don't movies add to the legacy too?
Right, but
don't they add to the legacy too?
It would add to her legacy, yes. But what I'm saying is she would not have been a legend in music. Because everybody's trying to say she would have just been this legendary musician.
Well,
that's fine.
Okay, wait. Well, Matt, it's a package.
Hold on. Let me answer Chad's question right quick. Okay, if you're saying movies add to the legacy, yes, they do. But let me ask you this. Look at the movies Aaliyah did in her life. Now, do you honestly see her doing something that would have got her an Oscar-winning role? Let's look at Romeo and
Matt.
In Oscar season.
Matt, you the big homie, but I gotta ask you, man. Okay? Aaliyah learned a lot from Janet Jackson, okay?
Thank you, Walter.
Has Janet won an Oscar?
Agreed, but
has Penny won an Oscar?
Is she a powerhouse singer?
Now, hold on. Now, if you want to talk about that, Janet was nominated for an Oscar just like Aaliyah. One of Aaliyah's songs was, but the difference there was that Janet had songwriting credits on hers, and Aaliyah didn't.
That's fine. An Oscar is
if you're gonna say an Oscar is an Oscar, then Aaliyah would not have won the Oscar for that because she didn't have songwriting credit.
Wait, no. Janet forces Jimmy St. Louis for songwriting credit. She forces him.
So we just gonna invent facts and that's what we don't
Hey, Jimmy, can I?
That's how y'all doing? That's how y'all feel?
I'm joking. We love you, Janet. We love you. I love you, Janet. I go burn up with the iron. No, mama.
Janet was terrible in that Tyler Perry movie too.
Which one?
Aaliyah was terrible in Queen of the Damned. I mean, come on.
That doesn't count, Matt.
That doesn't count. That's an incomplete. That's an incomplete.
The complete scenes that she did were not that good. Let's just be real. She didn't complete the whole movie, but she completed at least 60% of it.
We don't know. We don't know how much she can do.
We do know, Walter. We do know that she read the script, though. We do know that she at least read the script, and she agreed to do it. Okay. So we don't go no further than that. The script for that movie was terrible.
But that's rewrite. That's okay.
Can I go and deal with something I touched on earlier?
Go ahead, Deshaun.
So when we talk about paving the way, like what I talk about is someone who had there's a direct lane or a correlation between the career. So when people talk about like Beyonce and Aaliyah, like Beyonce started in this small group, you know what I'm saying, managed, and then she kind of broke out and stuff. Like her career is so different than Aaliyah. I think just because one person was there first and was a black singer and the other person came after doesn't mean you always paved the way. There's like 100 different singers that came before. It could have been someone could say Whitney paved the way or Diana Ross paved the way or whoever else before, but it's not always Aaliyah came first, so Beyonce came after, so she paved the way. Like the music isn't similar, the paths aren't similar, so you have to have more because like one person started like under R. Kelly doing some individual stuff. One person started in a group, and that group was popping, and then she broke out. So how similar is it? Like, let me know.
Well, let me ask. Look, that was my next question. I was going to ask Tyra actually. I'm going to ask you. Okay, so before Beyonce, what other singer was dancing, singing, acting a triple threat before Beyonce? Who's the lead in the lead position?
Janet.
Janet, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Shauna. Janet. It's definitely not Aaliyah.
Janet hadn't been in any movies around that time.
No. I mean,
Janet hadn't been in any movies.
Right before Beyonce, who had that spot?
Not Aaliyah.
I mean, you can't really say Aaliyah. Was Aaliyah really acting on that? Was Aaliyah really that big of a level?
No.
Come on.
No. Guys. Beyonce's album dropped in 2003, right?
Yeah.
Aaliyah died in 2001. Yeah. Who between 2001 and 2003 was in the forefront doing triple threat stuff?
But that's a solo album. That's a solo album.
It was
Okay, hold on. Tyra, talk to you. Okay, so you first. Besides Janet, who was it?
Okay. Janet, and Janet.
Demeter Joe.
Give my girl her props.
It's not.
What was Janet in?
Triple threat. You can
Nutty Professor, the Clump.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Because she is not. He's killing me. He's killing me.
Okay.
But no, she is not a triple threat. She's not an actress. So maybe a double threat. I don't know if we can have that, the dancing and the singing. But even with her singing, like her voice is not like Beyonce. She does not have a Beyonce voice. Her voice to me is a little lazy. Like she just kind of just sings the song. It's not like powerful. Like she doesn't.
Why is it?
Done
Why
like
is Power
ballads to me?
Why is Powerhouse?
Let me see.
Can I?
The one I gave my heart to, probably. She was singing her little heart out then, but I mean that was it. She was real lazy. Like she was on the surface. She was like, no.
She was hitting notes. She wasn't singing. She was hitting notes.
Tyra. When Four Page Letter came out.
It's different styles though.
But hold on. So if we
it's different styles.
Even if we
go ahead, Matt.
Even if we're gonna say, so I wanted to talk about another point away from her acting and her singing. Like everybody keeps saying that Aaliyah was such a great dancer. Part of what goes into being a great dancer is also being able to dance naturally and do that on your own. Like, I mean, I think Aaliyah was good in dancing as far as what we saw, but that's no different from like a choreographer just coming in and teaching you something. Like, was Aaliyah that good of a dancer on her own? Like, could she have choreographed and done stuff on her own, or was she just good at what she was taught? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we can really say Aaliyah was like a great dancer because all we saw was what was recorded. We don't know how many takes
Wait,
you still gotta do it though. You still gotta do it.
When did you ever see Aaliyah freestyle? When did you ever see Aaliyah do a freestyle?
Wait, you got freestyle now? You got served? Did you got served?
Listen, only artists
make it look good on camera. That don't mean I'm a dancer.
You still have to do it. Even if somebody teach you how to dance, you still gotta perform the moves. You still gotta hit it on time. You gotta keep the count in your head and all that. That's a talent within itself.
Okay, exactly.
Was she a natural dancer?
No. So I got 2 points. Number one, being a powerhouse does not mean that you are a great singer. That's point number one. Number two, Sierra.
Wait a minute. It kind of does, though.
Off the top of my head, No, it doesn't. Off the top of my head,
If you're a powerhouse and you're not good, you just suck. So
Wait, no, okay. Go ahead, Anita. I got a point. Go ahead, Anita.
Number two, off the top of my head, the only person I can think of right now, and I'm trying to think hard. Okay, I got a couple that can actually freestyle dance and do really well with choreography is Sierra, J-Lo,
Maya.
Oh, I thought you said Mariah. I'm about to say, oh no.
I'll say Mariah.
And like Paula Abdul comes to mind, stuff like that. I really haven't seen Beyonce freestyle like that. I've seen her be goofy and play around in front of the camera. I've seen Janet.
You'll never hear me say Beyonce is like a greatest dancer of all time.
As long as we're on the same page with that, we should.
Okay.
Can I ask Anita a quick question before she goes?
Go ahead.
Quick question. Which video would you put on to show someone that shows Aaliyah is a great dancer? Like, is it just Try Again? Like, which video?
Are you that somebody?
Are you that somebody?
Wait, but I didn't even go there. I wasn't even going there, Deshaun. Where I was headed was this. When we were talking about Aaliyah as a dancer, we were talking about this whole package deal thing. I am with you, Rob. I wouldn't say that Aaliyah is, hey, a freestyle dancer. I wouldn't say that. But I would say what Chad said, which was it takes skill, it takes talent, it takes time, it takes some kind of ability to be able to do choreographed moves. When you freestyle, nobody can tell you whether you're right or wrong. When you do choreographed, you're being critiqued the entire time. So being able to do that is a skill. So going on with Deshaun is...
Lance Bass was terrible.
And she had to synchronize with other dancers too.
They had Wayne Robinson, and he couldn't dance for nothing. So I mean,
yeah, but more.
So let me ask you guys this. I got a question.
More than a woman is one of the ones I would say.
More than a woman is dope.
That's one of the good. It's a good dancer. It's a good dancer.
Go ahead, Tyra.
It is.
Okay, so when we think of a legend, like you think of that, they do at least one thing legendary. If we strip away Aaliyah's dancing, since we all watched her videos and the songs mainly for the dance, if we just heard her music, would it really be like amazing? I mean, would we really be like, oh my goodness, the song is great without her dancing?
Yeah,
Tyra, that's not necessarily true.
The song's kind of like, I don't think that she did one thing legendary. Like, I don't think
Tyra, that's not necessarily true.
It had to be the package.
I watched it because she was
fine. It was
fine.
a package deal.
You know what, Tyra? Me and you right here. There we go. See, I'm with
She
you.
didn't do anything that was spectacular.
The thing is,
to me, she didn't do anything that was spectacular. She
you don't have to.
She entertained me.
You don't have to do anything spectacular to be a legend.
You do.
No, you don't. Let me name some. Let me name some people.
Ain't
no Yin Yang twins.
Ashanti would be a legend.
Listen,
Anybody could be a legend.
Let me. All right. Do you consider Mary J. Blige a legend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
What did she do? What did she do amazing? She just was consistent throughout her whole career. What did she do that was amazing?
Her dancing.
Two genres of music. No, she merged two genres of music together. Okay, Mary J. Blige was the artist that brought hip hop and R&B together on a major scale. I will give her that. She's a legend for that. If for nothing else, she's a legend for that. What did Aaliyah do that she was the first? That's what I said before. What did she do? She did not bring Timbaland to the mat. If anything, Timbaland helped.
Why is it so hard to grab?
I just throwing a boat out there. I'm throwing a boat out there. I'm just throwing a boat.
But just because you merge two kinds of music doesn't mean you're a legend. I'm just trying to throw the example. You don't have to be the best at something or do it at a. You just have to be consistent over a period of time.
Give mediocre people legendary status. That's what.
I didn't name anybody. Mary J. Blige is not mediocre.
But you're saying, but what you just.
But she was consistent.
But what you're saying, you just said that you don't have to do anything like out of the ordinary to be considered a legend. Then what do you consider a legend? Like people are just out here doing mediocre stuff is legendary. That's the definition of a legend.
you can be consistent over a period of time, and after your career is done, you can be considered to be a legend.
No, you're a huge superstar at that point. Like, okay, Ashanti did a lot of things in her career. She will be a huge superstar the day she dies. She will not be a legend. That's the same thing with Aaliyah.
So if Aaliyah put out 2 more dope albums, that means she has 5 dope albums in her catalog, and she did the movies and acting and everything. And like, let's say she, strung together some more hits. I mean, we would be able to say she's a legend.
Oh my God!
And she would have continued on her path.
No. It depends on what those hits were and what the impact of those hits were. For example, if she had a hit like, let's say, Michael Jackson's "Heal the World," for example, which was like a far-reaching single, something that went like around, that had global impact, something like that, and that makes you a legend. Now, if she had a single like, let's say, I don't know,
well, she changed the sound to R&B when she was out. Like, everybody was trying to sound like her back then.
Hold on, Chad. Let back it off.
Like, let's say, okay, if she had a huge single like I said, Junior Mafia's "Crush on You," like that was a huge single. A lot of people loved it, but that didn't put nobody on legendary status. It wouldn't have put her on legendary status.
Lil C,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Lil C's legendary.
That's another.
No, I'm being for real. Cause Big shot. I'm not like, okay, whatever. Okay, go ahead, continue.
Legendary because Big died. Lil C's might be legendary because Big died.
No.
That's how that works. That's how that works.
Let's get back to the topic. Aaliyah did not do anything legendary during her life.
So this is my question.
Good, not even.
Okay, because everything we keep talking about, we start saying, oh, but when they died. At what point can somebody become a legend? Because to me, MJ was a legend before he died. So my thing is, at what point are we talking about? Because a lot of the things that are being mentioned today are also being said like as if we're comparing it to right now. A lot of stuff you can't compare, but you can't compare everything to right now. If you think back to when Aaliyah was actually out and doing these things, she was at a status that was going to put her on a track to legend.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. If she would have continued, that path.
Hold on, Chad. Let Demetria get it off. Go ahead, Demetria.
My thing is this: if we gotta just kind of remember the perspective of the time period. If I compare her to right now, Beyonce, heck yeah, she gonna get swept under the rug. But that's because of the time period right now. I'm talking about what was she doing at that moment and what track and path was she on. To me, she was on the path to being a legend at that time period.
But what was she doing?
In comparison to folks at that time period.
What was she doing that was different from what everybody else was doing that would have made her a legend?
Oh my God.
Movies with DMX?
I can't.
And we see where that got him, right?
Right.
Hey, listen.
My thing is, at that time period, she was at the top of the category at that time period. She was beating Ashanti's and everybody else back then. So
I don't think they was out. They wasn't out yet.
Oh shoot!
She was beating Monica, Chad. She was beating Monica.
She was beating Monica, Brandy, Maya. I think Maya was out there, and I think she was beating Maya.
Maya had moved on. Maya had moved on before that.
Hold on, I don't know that she was beating Brandy at the time. Like, I don't think that's a fair thing to say. Monica, yes, I don't think it's fair to say.
Yeah, Monica can.
because y'all forget that Brandy started acting on Thea, and then she had her own sitcom for how many years?
Yeah, I can't. I'm not debating Brandy. I'm not debating Brandy tonight.
Brandy won in acting. I got you. I'm with you on that one.
Brandy won in
Moesha, yes, Moesha.
She won
yes.
season 2, yeah.
Moesha, yeah,
That's without saying Aaliyah.
Okay, so if we can stay with that for a second.
You know what?
If you talk about if around the time Aaliyah's career was unfortunately cut short, if you use an example at Brandy and they're both for somehow aren't recording music and you take their resumes from that point, like that's what I'm talking about as far as Brandy. If you talk about a sitcom, having the movies, great albums, you know, that The Boy Is Mine here with Monica, this is a young star that's ascending. And then if we have to project and say, man, there's no reason to believe that she wouldn't have been this mega star, like that's an example of how Brandy didn't become this next level star after that. She just kind of continued a great career. So that's what I'm talking about with Aaliyah, where I'm an Aaliyah fan. If I had to bet my money, I would say she would have been a megastar. But I'm painting both pictures for the episode to say she could have been, or she could have just had a great long career like Brandy and just been a great person and kind of just went along with her life. But we can't just say, well, look at the tail of the tape. This was for sure going to lead to stardom, because that doesn't happen in this industry.
Wait, well, let me ask a question.
You don't think?
Hold up, let me ask a question. Okay, so when Aaliyah, we're talking about like Murder Woman, the third album, when she was actually shooting the video. At that point, Aaliyah was at the top of the pyramid. And I love Brandy, and Brandy had Never Say Never, which was a monster album, which is great. Was Brandy at ever at one point on top of the pyramid in her career? I can't say that, and I love Brandy, but I can never say she was at the top. Aaliyah was at the top when she died. I mean, we can't really, no matter if it was the dancing or the singing or the acting or the song, whatever it was, it put her at the very top. She was flying a private jet from Rock the Boat to come back to shoot a movie.
You know what interesting, Walt?
I don't know, man. Like,
what's interesting, and I'll make this small point because it's not exactly a direct parallel. 50 Cent was like the biggest thing ever after his first two albums.
Yeah.
And we would talk about like if 50 Cent had somehow died after a massacre with 20 million records sold, two albums that were really great, people would love 50 forever and talk about how he would have been better than everyone.
That's
but
true.
We can't predict how low your lows are. And then when Curtis and those lows came, there are people now that don't like 50 Cent at all. That say his first album was a fluke. Like, people act like 20 million records didn't happen. And so I'm saying, if we don't know how low Aaliyah's lows were, we don't know how far down people would have taken her to say, well, yeah, she was okay, but now let's look into some other stuff. Well, this album's overrated and she never was really that good. If people getting to that, I mean, they knocking Beyonce now for not being, an activist. Like, sometimes no matter what you do with your career,
So are you saying that 50 Cent is not a legend?
Of course he is. He was in my top 10 when we said, I'm talking about general consensus. Some people
right. But if he's a legend, then Aaliyah would be too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and she is. We said that.
So here's how I feel. I feel like if we're gonna compare Aaliyah to anybody today, it should be Rihanna, not Beyonce. Like, I feel like that's a better comparison.
Don't compare her.
Aaliyah to Rihanna than to Beyonce.
Amen.
Okay, because let's look at the stats.
Rihanna and
Let Matt get it off. Let Matt get it off. Go ahead, Matt.
I need one thing clarified, though. I need one thing. If Aaliyah is Rihanna now, who the heck was Beyonce then?
That's true. That's a good.
Seven Streeter.
Take that.
Exactly. So that's why Aaliyah goes back to Beyonce.
She was Seven Streeter.
So I don't think there may not have been a Beyonce at the time, but that might be what's making Beyonce legendary right now. And I'm not arguing that point. I'm not arguing that Beyonce is not a legend. What I'm saying is that I don't think Aaliyah would have. I'm just to be blunt. I do not think Aaliyah had the vocal talent and potential to go to another level in her career. If she would have gotten to another level in her career musically, it would have been because other producers took her there. It would not have been because Aaliyah.
But Rob,
a win is a win.
Rob,
is Janet in another place? Vocally, Janet's the same place she was back in 1984. So I need to know.
Couldn't get no sleep.
And not just like Janet, not just like Janet, but look at the career Janet. Look at the career Janet was able to have with her limited vocals. Look at the longevity. But look at the longevity she had with her limited vocals. And Rihanna's had the same success with her limited vocals. You don't have to be this powerhouse opera singer to make hits.
That's true.
Let me tell you why it's unfair to compare Janet, because in the time that Janet was coming up, a lot of the things that Aaliyah was able to do, women were not doing in music or in videos when Janet did it. And so that is why Janet, with her limited vocals, as y'all want to say, and I'll give you that, she's not a vocal powerhouse. But even her limited vocals, she combined that with her synchronized dancing, her creative messages, and her impact to make a lane. But Aaliyah could not be a legend because that was already done before Aaliyah. Janet already paved that lane. What was Aaliyah doing that nobody else was doing?
So
If I duplicate, you duplicate somebody's career.
So she's
Aaliyah's entire career
she's
was
Janet Jackson.
All right, hold on.
Aaliyah's entire career, let's be honest, I loved Aaliyah, and I still love her. I still play her third album and parts of her second album to this day. But let's be honest, her entire career was shaped by other people. In a studio, in a record label, whatever. She was a pawn.
No. We can't go that far. Because Aaliyah, the label did tell her to not pick Timbaland and Missy because they were untried, they didn't have any major hits. And she said, I want them to produce my album.
So Walter, let me ask you this. If Timbaland and Missy had not worked on Aaliyah's album, do you think her last album would have been as good as it was on her own?
No.
Nope.
It was a team effort.
So
Janet Jackson had Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
We like her earlier music.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Hold on, Chad. Go ahead, Matt.
We like Aaliyah's earlier music because R. Kelly was crafting her sound at the time. We like her later music. Timbaland and Missy was crafting it. I'm not knocking Aaliyah for that. I'm not saying it wasn't a team effort. No, I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm saying that don't make you a legend. Like you didn't that don't make you a legend. Yeah, you was great at what you did.
Okay, hold on quick. But Matt, what big artist, if you want to talk about Beyonce, who has The Dream, if you want to talk about Justin, who's had Timbaland, we're talking about these major artists that's always use producers to shape their sound. I mean, that's since Janet Jackson, like I said, Jim J. Terry Lewis, this isn't a new thing. Like, it's always been the major artist with a major producer.
All those artists found a different lane in some way that when they were coming up to make a new name for themselves in a different lane. Yeah, they might have had it, but Aaliyah did not have the opportunity to do that. It's not her fault.
Rock the Boat wasn't Timbaland and Missy.
But what did Rock the Boat do that wasn't already out there, Watson?
I liked it. You didn't like Rock the Boat?
What knew that it was going to the game? What knew?
Word to middle. Matt, you sleep. Matt.
If she would have died, I don't think that Rock the Boat would have been that big.
Okay, Tyra and Matt. Y'all gonna tell me right now that Rock the Boat ain't on y'all playlist right now. Y'all gonna tell me that?
It is. Yes, it is. But I'm saying it wasn't. It's not like other people were out here doing stuff like that before Aaliyah. She wasn't the first.
I don't mind.
Can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead, Shadas.
After their first few albums, right? Who was bigger, if you want to include sales or whatever? Who do you think was a bigger artist after
Who sales?
Aaliyah.
Between who?
Aaliyah or Alicia Keys?
What? I can't even wrap my head around what A names? Are we just doing A names at this point?
Right, like just randomly with it.
I don't know this time. I don't know.
I'm trying to pad the stats for my girl Aaliyah. I gotta get her.
Aaliyah.
What?
Amazing.
Aaliyah was bigger after her first album. Yeah, I mean, Back and Forth, At Last, Agent of a Number, of course.
That's beautiful.
Really?
Fallen was dope, but what other songs?
But Alicia though.
Okay, but besides Fallen, Alicia didn't have any more than hits on that album. I mean, she didn't. It was just Fallen.
Alicia can't sing.
She did. She had wasn't Woman's Worth on there too? A Woman's Worth was on that first album too.
That was no Back and Forth.
So what?
That was no AJ Number.
I'm jealous of your girlfriend.
There ain't no man. I'm talking about hits, man. What are you talking about?
I like that song though.
It's a B-side record. Rick Clifford B-side records.
But okay, so if you're gonna say that, Walter, can we agree with saying that Alicia Keys' first album did more for Alicia's career than Aaliyah's album did for her career?
I don't know.
I think Alicia did more numbers on.
She played the piano. That was it.
Alicia's album.
She played the piano.
Even if we
why
just
y'all
say
hate Alicia so much?
I don't hate
Because she
Alicia.
can't sing. She sound like a little lamb.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So let's wrap this up. It's like 2:18 on my time. Okay. So I'm gonna do the final. I know it's the time zone is crazy. Okay. So we'll do the last words on Aaliyah. Okay. All right. Jesus. I'm gonna start with the Shottas, man. Any last words on this whole Aaliyah debate, man?
Are these my last words for the episode or just for the Aaliyah?
Just on Aaliyah.
Oh, man, like I said, you can ask around the folks that know me, man. This was, the biggest, star in my eyes, crush. So nothing negative to say about Aaliyah. But me, I wasn't a person that was just a fan of the music. I like how she carried herself, how she looked. Of course, she was beautiful. So it's not hard for me to be objective about the music because I thought she was just a great person from what I could tell from TV. So, nothing but love for her. Rest in peace. Aaliyah is a great person and a legend who doesn't have a legendary musical catalog, in my opinion.
Somebody just said that Tyra is a truth teller. I like her point. I don't know who this mysterious person is. They just texted me.
Amen. Thank you, boo.
That's her cousin or somebody, man.
I don't know. It could be a beautiful woman that's in New York somewhere. I don't know. But they said that they love her point, so I don't know.
That's her cousin, man.
No, she's not her cousin.
You would say that.
Right. Okay, but they think the Shottas. That's getting brother from the back. The Shottas were educationally, educated. Why I tell you why you're wrong? Like just smooth.
Right.
So I like that. Donita, any last words for you on Aaliyah? Donita, Aaliyah.
My last words are the one I gave my heart to. Are you that somebody? Try again. Come back in one piece, which was the jam.
Oh, yeah.
Can I come over? Can I come over?
No. These are my words. We need a resolution. We need a resolution and rock the boat. Those are my last words. Aaliyah, I love you. Rest in peace.
Yo, that beat on Need a Resolution was tough, man. With the Indian flute.
Timberland, man. Timberland.
That was a Timberland beat.
I'm tired of arguing, girl.
Them new songs.
Oh no, Timberland, are you that somebody? I'm the man for the big VA. Would you come? That's hard, man. Yo, that had the baby crying. No, that had the baby crying on the song. There was a baby crying. Oh my God.
And all of that goes to
I don't know if you would call that crying. This is more like a cooing.
Shout out Timberland.
Really, Chad? Okay, Chad, next. Last person on the here.
I just want to say that Aaliyah was a great artist, a true artist who had impact on the game because when she first came out, I was somewhere in the 4th or 5th grade, and all the girls was trying to rock that little bang over their eye with the little Tommy Hilfiger tank tops and rock the jeans like her. Like, that's impact. Like, everybody was trying to do that. All the girls, was doing that around my way. And I loved her music. Her albums was dope. She had a great career, but, I mean, if she would have continued on that path, she would have definitely been a legend. And I love her career. Like, her music still lives on to this day. You got musicians who die every day, and nobody's checking for their music. It's 2016. She died 15 years ago, and people are still playing her joints. Nobody. I mean, no disrespect to some artists that died, but sometimes nobody's checking for their music. 15 years later, we still having this debate about Aaliyah. 15 years later.
And people are still checking for Selena too.
Sounded like it was some Jackson.
15 years later.
Selena too.
Selena y Los Dinos is fire, yo. Check them out.
Nobody's playing Bitty Bitty Bum Bum right now.
They are, man.
I will fall in love. That shit is hard.
If it's
Chad.
My playlist.
Chad, let me ask you a question. This is the last words. Who's one of the biggest rappers out today right now?
Who's the biggest? Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, besides Kendrick and J. Cole, who's one of them?
Who's one of the biggest artists? Lil Wayne.
Oh my God. Okay, put a little Wayne side.
Drake.
There we go, Drake.
Drake. Okay, Drake.
Okay, didn't Drake have a tattoo of Aaliyah somewhere?
Drake had a tattoo of Aaliyah?
Yeah, on his back.
Yeah.
She's a legend.
That don't mean she a legend.
Okay.
That just means she a stalker.
That just means Drake
Stalking
choices.
That's all that means.
Okay.
If the biggest artist now is trying to sound like Aaliyah, has the tattoo, wearing the sunglasses like her, like he probably sleeps with her on a doll or something. She's legend. Okay,
Let me just say, Nick has Mariah's tattoo, and we see how that turned out. So,
but what is Nick? What is Nick?
Gigolo's fire. Gigolo is fire.
Come on, Walter, don't do it.
Ooh, body.
You know what? I thought that tattoo was a bad idea when Nick Cannon first got it. I'm like, this is not gonna last. Why would you do that? Anyway,
shout out to Andrew though. He's still looking for Nick Cannon.
Man.
Yeah, I gotta get Drew and Nick Cannon. That'll be a special episode. Okay, Mac. Any last words on this whole Aaliyah thing, man? I mean, come on, man. You talk.
I'm sure I made some enemies on this episode tonight, but I want everyone to know that I love Aaliyah. Like I really did. Like honestly, I was a huge fan of Aaliyah when I remember when I got the news that she passed away. But I'm just keeping it real, and I don't think that Aaliyah was like this great vocal powerhouse that people like to make her.
Nobody said that.
Let me. This is my final comment.
Let Mac get us off, Chad. Dang.
So I just don't think. Okay, so let me just not say vocal powerhouse. I just don't think Aaliyah would have been this legend that folks are making her in their minds. I think that she would have been a very talented artist, very talented celebrity, and a huge global superstar. But I do not think that Aaliyah had any lane to be a legend, and that's just my thought. I love her. I love her music. Matter of fact, I'm about to go put on her album like right after we done with this. But that's just my thoughts, man.
Rob, if you
go ahead, Chad. Say one thing, Chad. Get gracious. Go ahead, man.
Rob, if you love Aaliyah and you talking about her like you did on this show, I would love to hear you talk about an artist who you don't love. Because I mean, you really saying vile things about her.
Well, Walter, let's set it up. Let's get an episode where every one of us take like 3 artists we don't like and we just like.
I got some already.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
I see you.
That's a great idea, yo.
I'm objective though.
I'm trying to do
better. We can just cream the artists that we hate.
I ain't gonna say who I'm gonna talk about. Future.
Brandy.
I'm gonna make an episode about Future. All right, Tyra. Any last words from you? Jeez.
Yes. Aaliyah is great.
You breaking up? I can't hear you.
Great. She's absolutely beautiful. I loved her. Hello. Now.
Yeah.
My Verizon. Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you.
Got you.
She is great. I do think that she is great. She's amazing. I had the Tommy Hilfiger top and all, but she would not. We wouldn't be talking about her if she wouldn't have died. I mean, I just do not think that she is on legendary status. And I don't even like the fact that Beyonce's name was even brought up because she will never, and I mean ever, be Beyonce. Ever.
The extra never part, though. That hurts. The never part was, but the second one, though, that hit me hard.
Just say that funny story.
Never.
Ever. Go ahead, Matt.
I have a video. I don't know, for shout out to everybody that went to JCSU, but if you went to Smith, you probably remember we used to do the interactive videos in the Union where they would set up like the green screen and you could do the video. So I have a video from like freshman year where like I was we did the Are You That Somebody video, me and like 2 girls, and I was Timberland in the video. So shouts out to Aaliyah because I did love Aaliyah. That shit, I would never show anybody that video like ever. But yeah.
Yeah, shout out. Dang, man, that's dope. I just do that little part, man, for the Big VA. Shout out to Timberland. We should do a Timberland episode too, man. Timberland's the GOAT.
I agree.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have anybody to detract from Timberland though. Everybody agrees that he's great.
Well, some people in the group like,
Walter, I think you should have a Timberland versus Pharrell episode.
Who?
You should have a Timberland versus Pharrell episode, and I will be.
Well, you know, I'm gonna pick. Like, and I intern for Pharrell. I gotta pick Timberland, but that's a whole other topic.
Dang, that's cold, brother.
No, I mean if it's top producers, then Timberland is 1, and Pharrell is probably 2 or 3.
I think we should do top producer. Who's the best, Timberland or Pharrell?
No, who's the best producer / artist? Oh, no,
Kanye.
no, wait, no. Because Kanye's gonna come in and, well, you know.
Absolutely.
Kanye.
Man, I want to say something so bad, but I can't.
We're not funded. We ain't got the funds for that too. We ain't got the funds for
I'm
that.
thinking about like my clients and stuff. I can't say what I want to say. I have to just.
We
like,
can't lose our sponsors.
All right. So, anyway, this was great. I will say my final words is, again, I love Aaliyah. I do think that a lot of times artists are elevated when they pass away. And I'm not saying that didn't happen with Aaliyah. I'm not saying that we put her on a higher status because of that. I just think that when you talk about overratedness, you have to look at the body of work. And I honestly feel like, in terms of being a triple threat, in terms of her impact, she was already on a high level. It would be different to me if she was like, you know, kind of fading. Yeah, okay. Kind of fading, declining. We don't care about her, and all of a sudden, oh, she dies. Oh, she's the best thing ever. Like, she was at a height point. So that's why I think so. But again, I'm biased because I had an Aaliyah poster on my wall. So I'm gonna rock with, Aaliyah, baby girl. You know what I mean? So again, so shout out to everybody who was commenting. People are really funny, man. These YouTube streets are crazy. Shout out to Chimanaki and Romel and Joe H and like y'all was lit on this site. I can't even The Rock Johnson. It's like a lot of people. So shout out to you guys. Everybody comment. Tell me what you think. We'll put a poll on the video. YouTube let us do polls now. You can actually vote who you like or whatever. So vote if Aaliyah was a legend to you, or do you think she was overrated based upon her body of work and her legacy. So any last words for everybody in general?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Deshauna, say what's up.
So I want to kind of, do a dedication on this episode, to another parallel from Johnson C. Smith University, somebody who was taken from us too soon, Miss Tiana Pope. My memory with her was I was a big Aaliyah fan. She was my screensaver all through Smith, and we had a class together, and she kind of peeped it before I knew her. I was like, hey, where'd you get that picture from? I'm a huge Aaliyah fan, so I thought of that when this episode came up. So all my Smithites know Tiana Pope, rest in heaven, rest in peace. And that parallel,
good
shout
people,
out to
yo.
Tiana episode. JCSU, stand up.
Definitely, I love it. Golden Bulls representing in here. Sorry,
Jay.
Tyra, I know Tyra, you know what I'm saying, we gotta represent for Smith, you know what I mean?
She was mad cool, yo.
Yeah, for real. I was gonna say shout out to Donita, but Donita, I don't know where she just went right now. So we'll hold Donita down. Chad, any last words, man? From you.
All last words to all the people.
I'm mad at Chad too. Let me just
all
say
the
that.
people.
I'm mad at Chad.
Okay, but all the people like coming in my inbox, writing on my page, cause I'm like a big Kendrick Lamar fan, and they talking about this untitled, unmastered album. That's your boy. Why his album terrible and all? I'm like, it's unreleased tracks. It's not a official album per se. So leave the great alone, man. He's still the king. The album is old music, so just give him a pass.
I like Kendrick Lamar, so I will not say anything about the new project.
Exactly.
Right. But shout out to Kendrick. I got a bone to pick. Donita, she's back. Any last words, Donita, in general?
In general, because I feel like I just missed so much. In general, yeah, still love Aaliyah. Rest in peace. Trying to think. Not really. Everybody just have a great. I know the swoop. Yes. But everybody. I'm gonna have a deeper swoop next time, just for Rob.
Okay.
But everybody, just still on this love thing. Go out there, be nice and kind to one another, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I don't even know if you talked about it. Not voting for Donald Trump. I just want that to be out there. That is just pure ridiculously.
Hey, if you vote for Donald Trump, just stop watching this page right now.
I'm not saying. I don't want to speak for BMOCTV, but I am speaking for me.
Please.
And so for me, not voting for Donald Trump, and if you can come to me with at least 3 good reasons why I should, holla at a sister in the comments. Otherwise, keep it stepping.
Do you know?
We at BMOCTV, we rock with Bernie.
Right. Do you know how many Donald Trump jokes I've had to face in London and in Paris? Like,
I believe it.
Like, what's wrong with your country? Why you like? I have to like. Oh my God, you
Oh
would
my
not.
God.
It's real
I
out here.
can only
Any
imagine.
Donald Trump supporters in the group, I need you to jax them immediately. Like, if we have one, they just got to be jaxed.
Listen, this show used to be about music and pop culture.
Jax them.
Seriously though, everybody need to do your research on the candidates and like really go to these candidates' websites. Like, this is an important. If you thought Obama's last two elections were important, this is an important election.
Yes.
Do your research and think about the topics. Think about the topics that are important to you and like vote based on that. Don't vote because it's the popular choice. Vote for what's important to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Please listen to Rob just said. Good gracious.
Yep.
We need it. Matt, any last words, man, in general?
I gotta do this more often. This is always fun, always great. I love being in the
Yes, yes.
Had a great time. Please don't nobody, if you see me in the street, don't throw nothing at me because I do love Aaliyah. I love her.
they gonna throw some eyeglasses at you, and a Tommy Hilfiger hat.
I'm gonna get Tommy Hilfiger gear like thrown at me.
They don't all come with swoops. They come in with swoops, Rob.
It's gonna be an Asian up with a number cassette tape to go throw at your head.
But I will say this: I'm envious of Donita because Donita actually got to see Aaliyah perform live, and like, I honestly feel like I may have a different perspective of her had I had the chance to actually see her live while she was alive.
Yeah.
You know, it is.
I wish I would have gone to see her.
That's what they ever heard about Biggie. I never had a chance to see Biggie perform. Like, that's one of my things. I'm like, dang, I can't believe I missed that being a youngin'. You know what I mean? All right, Tyra, any last words from you in general? What's up?
Well, thank you for having me on my very first episode. Bring me some back from London. Baby Noah said, hey, Uncle Walter.
I got you.
That's about it. I'm still waiting on that link for that VA sweatshirt too.
Listen, can I live for
I love you guys. No.
Every person from Virginia
unless you're going to send me yours.
No, every person from my inbox like, where's the Virginia hoodie? Like, can't I rock it for like a good March 1st? April, I got you. April 1st.
Nah, bro.
April Fool's Day, by the way. If you like catch that, it's over the head bars. All right, so.
But I love BMOC.
Okay.
Love you guys.
So, okay.
Hey, Ramel, real quick. I'm looking at the live chat. Hey, Ramel, don't be giving Donald Trump no. He don't need no help from me, bro. I'm just looking at, hey, look. I'm just keeping it all the way real. He don't need no help from you, bro. Like,
what's it?
I'm gonna act like I don't even see that.
Yeah, Ramel.
That's Romeo Dials.
That's your friend, Chad? That's your friend?
Hey,
nah, like.
Oh my God.
He in the group. He in the group.
No,
he's in the group, y'all. He's in the group, though.
No,
he's in the group.
Bring him to the
group.
No, he is in the group. I recognize him from the group.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say. I know another one, Chad. Jeez, man. Letting everybody in.
Put him out the group.
Man, Jack,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I told him yesterday. All right. So again, comment, check us out. If you want to hear more comment and see more content, all you gotta do is go to youtube.com/BMOCTV. You can go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/BMOCTV. Or if you hate what we just said, join the group. Join the group. If you hate the show, if you love the show, go to the fan page. If you hate the show, come to the group.
Bring it into the group.
That's the way.
The group is live.
Right.
The group is lit.
Facebook.com/group/BMOCTV. So again, subscribe, view, share, and
just don't get added to the group by Chad, or we all gonna stop.
Oh, come on, man. Come on now.
That boy is like a mill, a god.
Walter, you are not God.
Talk about he know more than hip hop MC on Black History Month. That's not flying at all. Like, maybe in March, I would have debated him in March. In February? Nah, fam, you out.
I did not know it was gonna go down like that.
We got the power in February, okay?
Chad be playing the sideline.
Come back in April. All right, so BMOC TV. I'm BMOC. Peace.